welcome back to another video brought to you by the Freedom Eagle, political news and commentary with a conservative lean. Today I want to talk about Harvard, and their tiny quest to strip Trump aides and supporters of their degrees from the school because to heck with those people, am I right, Harvard elites? To heck with those non-leftists. How dare they earn a degree from Harvard and then work and or support a president that I did not vote for? Revoke. Okay, let's break down this foolishness. 4 Harvard students from the Kennedy School of Government have written a petition that calls for revoking degrees of those who worked and or supported President Donald Trump, because why not? The petition specifically names Dan Crenshaw, Ted Cruz, and Kayleigh McEnany. The students argued that a degree from Harvard is a privilege, not a right, and therefore whatever. Reminds me of the movie The Social Network, where the Winklevoss twins attempt to ring Mark Zuckerberg up for their cries that he broke Harvard law while creating Facebook. Basically, what they're saying is that if you fall under the thumb of what they believe is being on the wrong side of history, oh, boy, do the leftists love to say that, then you should have your college degree just removed, revoked, erased, thrown in the trash. Of course, the backbone for this petition came following the tragic events at our nation's capital back on January 6th. The petition states that the 3 individuals in question, the 3 individuals they list, they would like to see them removed as official Harvard grads because they were or are responsible for what they call spreaders of disinformation and mistrust. Well, let's take a quick look at just some of this petition and what the 4 Harvard students have to say. Is Harvard University prepared to take a stand for representative democracy and against violent white supremacy? Yeah, okay. It's no secret that over a dozen Harvard graduates worked hard to spread the disinformation and mistrust that created last Wednesday as in January 6th, insurrection from Representative Dan Crenshaw, who supported the December Texas lawsuit to invalidate the election, to Senator Ted Cruz, one of the loudest claimants of fraud and a rare senator still objecting to the election certification after the violence at the Capitol, to White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany, who dutifully denies the validity of the election. Harvard must revoke the degrees of those alumni whose incendiary language and subversion of democratic processes, here we go, rooted in a history of white supremacist voter suppression. Okay. Incited the violent insurrection on January 6th. This includes all who have used their platforms to deny the validity of the presidential election. They do not and should not represent a universities committed to, quote, strengthening democracy and, quote, the advancement of justice. Okay, not long ago, the left was making a list of folks who worked for, around, and near Trump in an effort to squash all future employment. Now some are in the mind to just snatch the degrees, just take the degrees right away. I mean, hey, you can't get a job if all of your credentials have been erased. But you see, who is the judge and jury for this? Who gets to decide? That's where things can go south in a great big hurry. Well, for the sake of putting their very own logic to the test, let's just pick out Maxine Waters, because why the heck not, right? I mean, we could cherry pick a lot of lefty hypocrites, but let's just go with her for the sake of conversation. I mean, who could forget this little gem?
What's happening in America? Civility out, shaming and shunning in. On the same weekend, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders is asked to leave a restaurant. Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Waters says don't let the public shaming stop with Sanders.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
The Congresswoman pushing more division in a nation already seemingly divided.
Okay, well, Maxine Waters went to Cal State Los Angeles. Are there conservatives at that school calling for her degree to be revoked? After all, she said that anyone in the Trump administration was not welcome anymore. You know, shunned from society. Well, isn't that improper, saying something like that? Should people ask for her degree to be revoked? Well, of course not. But you see, that's the difference. The left, they run the show. They control the narrative, and they're attempting to decide who's fit for society and who's not, who works, who doesn't. if your college degree is even worthy of you having. You silly Trump supporter, you and you crazy folks with your Constitution and your Bible and your Statue of Liberty and that silly American flag. Just who in the world do you think you are? Well, I guess the left will decide exactly who you are. And 4 Harvard students have decided that Dan Crenshaw, Ted Cruz, and Kayleigh McEnany just do not meet the standard. Unfortunately, now that Democrats are just days away from running the entire show, we can expect a lot more of this nonsense. Before we close things out for this video, you're probably thinking, hey man, this topic's just a bit old, just a few days old, so what gives? Well, there was originally going to be a second course, a second helping to this video. Just something fun, a little political history from 1984 involving Ronald Reagan announcing his intent to seek re-election, how the classic TV show Knight Rider played a role in just some of it, but the good old copyright monster zapped the entire video. All of it. So I had to do a little chopping away in the lab and shuffle things around, thus the delay. Oh well, those are the breaks. Now that we've covered that bit of info, what are your thoughts on some Harvard students adopting the off with your degree approach? If you have some opinions, strong or otherwise, please leave them in the comments section. If you enjoyed this content, and I hope you did, please like, share, and subscribe. My personal opinion, well, we're just hours away from Trump being out of office. I think attempting to revoke degrees and similar behavior will likely be a huge part of this calendar year and possibly beyond. I'm anxious to see where some of these folks, especially Trump staffers, will turn up in the next few months and the next few years. Will they carry around somewhat of a scarlet letter, or will the lefty bark be far worse than the bite? Only time will tell. And speaking of time, it has run out for now, but we will catch you soon in our next video. And until then, we will talk to you later.